Welcome to CCN TV News, your premier source for local and international news. From the streets of Kingston to the capitals of the world, we are ready to cover you stories that shape our world. The richest YouTuber in the world is not who you think it is. Not the loudest, not the most viral, and definitely not the one everyone keeps guessing. In fact, the real answer might actually shock you. Because while the internet keeps arguing who's number one, someone else has been quietly building a money machine in the background. And by the end of this video, you might start looking at YouTube very differently. But first, let's talk about the names you expect to see. Because these are the faces that dominate your screen every single day. Let's start with Logan Paul. Now, Logan Paul is not just a YouTuber anymore. He's a brand. He started like many others, viral videos, controversy, attention. But instead of staying there, he evolved. He stepped into boxing, then into WWE, then into business. And that's where things changed. Because Logan co-created Prime, a drink that didn't just sell, it exploded. Sold out shelves, lines in stores, kids, athletes, influencers, all chasing that bottle. And suddenly, Logan wasn't just making money from views. He was making money from ownership. That's a completely different level. We're talking about a man who understood something most creators don't. Fame is temporary, but business, that's where the real money lives. And yes, Logan Paul is insanely rich. But even with all that, he's still not number one. No, let's shift gears to someone completely different. Pure energy, pure chaos, IShowSpeed. Speed didn't follow a blueprint. He didn't come polished. He didn't come controlled. He came loud, barking, screaming, reacting, doing the most unpredictable things the internet had ever seen. And guess what? It worked. Because in today's world, attention is currency, and Speed mastered attention. From FIFA rage moments to meeting global football stars, to traveling across countries where fans literally shut down entire streets just to see him. Speed became global, not just a YouTuber, a phenomenon. And with that level of attention comes money, ad revenue, brand deals, streaming income. Millions. But here's the thing about Speed. He's still early, still growing, still evolving, which means his biggest money days may not even be here yet. Now, let's talk about the man almost everyone thinks is number one. MrBeast, the king of YouTube, the man who turned videos into spectacles. I gave away a private island. I served 500 days in a bunker. I gave strangers millions of dollars. Every video feels like an event, and the numbers insane. Hundreds of millions of views, billions across his channels. But here's the twist, YouTube is not his main source of income. Let that sink in. It's not the views, it's what the views lead to. MrBeast built businesses around his audience. Feastables, MrBeast Burger, massive sponsorship deals. He reinvests almost everything back into content. But at the same time, he's building one of the most powerful creator-led empires the world has ever seen. Some even believe he's on track to become YouTube's first billionaire. So naturally, you'd think this is where the story ends. MrBeast is number one. Case closed. But this is where everything changes, because while the internet was focused on viral stunts, someone else was quietly dominating a completely different lane. No shouting, no chaos, no controversy, just consistency. Let me introduce you to Ryan Kaji, Ryan's World, a channel that started with something incredibly simple. A child opening toys, that's it. No crazy edits, no dramatic storytelling, just curiosity and consistency. But what happened next was something nobody expected. The channel exploded. Not just popular, dominant, billions of views, not one video, not 10 videos, billions across the entire channel. And Then something very important happened. They didn't stop at YouTube. They expanded. Toys in major retail stores, clothing lines, backpacks, school supplies, TV shows. Ryan wasn't just a YouTuber anymore. He became a brand, a global business. And here's the part most people don't realize. This brand generated hundreds of millions of dollars. Yes, hundreds of millions. And while other creators were chasing trends, Ryan's team was building infrastructure, systems, licensing deals, products that sell even when no video is uploaded. That's power, that's long-term money, and that's why, when you really break it down, the richest YouTuber isn't always the most famous one today. It's the one who builds something that keeps paying tomorrow. Think about it. Logan Paul turned influence into a product. IShowSpeed turned personality into global attention. MrBeast turned content into an empire. But Ryan's world, they turn YouTube into a business machine. A machine that doesn't depend on hype. A machine that doesn't need controversy. A machine that prints money quietly. And that's why this conversation is so important, because most people watching this are focusing on the wrong thing. Views, subscribers, going viral, but the real question should be, who are you building behind the scenes? Because the truth is, views can disappear, trends can change, the algorithm can turn against you overnight, but ownership, that stays. And the creators who understand that are the ones who win in the long run. So, the next time you hear someone say, who's the richest YouTuber? Don't just think about who's trending. Think about who's building. Because the answer might not be who you expect. And that's exactly why the richest YouTuber isn't who you think.